Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Chris here, and today we are doing another top 5, and this is going to be the top 5 of my Canadian whiskey picks. So kind of like before with the cigars, the scotch, the bourbon, I want to keep this relatively inexpensive for people. So under around the $100 range, there's one that's a little bit more than $100, but it's definitely 100% worth it. The rest of them are all sub 100, all very easy to find. I would say 90% you can find at the liquor store quite easily. One of them you would have to, depending where you live, in Canada, that is. This is all for kind of Canadian residents. The US guys, you might have a little harder time finding it. But for Canadians, it should be fairly easy to find. If you're out west, you'll be able to find all of these real easy, no problem. If you're out, say, Manitoba and east, one of them, maybe two, but one you probably have to order from the distillery. But super easy to get, super easy to find, good prices on them. They ship kind of anywhere and super fast and really good prices. So none of these will be hard to find. They're all really good. I'm not putting ones in that are like regional releases. Like this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love this Weiser's Wheatfield Gold. This was made for our 150th of Manitoba. This is an absolutely incredible whiskey. I believe they made 5,000 bottles of these, so you can still get this fairly easy in Winnipeg right now, but you can't find it anywhere else in Canada. The only place you can get it here is in Manitoba, and not all liquor stores carry it, so that's why it's not on the list. But this is a very, 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 very good whiskey. I always have at least 1 or 2 bottles on hand because it's that good. And when the supply starts to run out, I'm going to probably go and pick up another 3 or 4, because when they're gone, they're gone. So yeah, so anyway, that being said, these are my top 5 whiskeys. One of them probably, maybe two of them might surprise you. And only because they're so good, and they're so good for the price. That's why these ones are on my top 5, because you can't beat the price, and the flavors are really good and really interesting. One of them, a couple years ago, Dan and I got into one, and we were trying it out because it was during COVID, and we did a whiskey tasting, and it was in the box. We tried it, and we just about fell over backwards. It was so good. It was one that we never put any stock in. And we thought, okay, we're going to try the shitty one first, and we'll work our way up to the best. Well, this was the surprise of the evening, and I went out and bought one bottle of it, and then it was on sale in Winnipeg last year for about half price. So I bought another one just because it was like $15. So yeah, so anyway, number 5, we have Signal Hill, right out of Newfoundland. And it's named, and you can see here there's the Valk knot in it. So the Vikings, when they came to Canada, they ended up in Newfoundland first. And there's a lot of really cool Viking settlements in and around Newfoundland. Spent quite a bit of time out there as a pilot. When I was flying out there, and it was Newfoundland, the East Coast, Nova Scotia. It's such an incredible country. If anybody hasn't been to the East Coast of Canada, go check it out. And if you haven't been to the Arctic in Canada, go check that out. But the East Coast would probably be the easiest for people to get to. It's just such a cool place. The people are amazing. History's incredible. This whiskey here, it's only 40%. I wouldn't, but it's got 94 points if you want to put any stock into the point system. I don't. I go by taste and stuff, but the value on it was just absolutely crazy. It's like $39, and the history behind Signal Hill is really cool too. Like it was, it's in Newfoundland, obviously. That's why it's named Signal Hill. But they would light fires, like these big bonfires, in the towers and stuff, and they would guide boats into the harbor, just giving them safe passage into the harbor. They'd also warn boats if there's like rocks out, or there's a storm, or the tide's out, or anything like that. They were also the first place in the world, I believe, that had Morse code, transatlantic Morse code, and they also did a transatlantic mail run right out of Signal Hill. So super historical place here in Canada, and a really, really, really great whiskey. I believe Dan Aykroyd, the actor, Ghostbusters and stuff like that, I think he's got something involved with it. But flavors of like honey, dried fruits, vanilla, spice to it. It's just such an easy going drink. A really nice whiskey. Got my brother a bottle of this one time, and he polished it off almost immediately I think in one evening. He got all liquored up on it, but it's a nice, really, really, really nice, nice Canadian whiskey at a really, 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 really good price. So that's why he's on the top 5 list. As great value for your dollar. And this is the one here that might be a little suspect here as well, but this one is really good. Like, this one blew Dan and I away to the point that now I have 2 bottles of it, and it is really nice. And this is the Wayne Gretzky red cask, and it's crazy that it would be on any top 5. And a lot of, you know, whiskey guys go, that doesn't belong anywhere on a top 100 or whatever. But this has got like crazy notes of like cinnamon spice and toasted nuts and cereal and honey, and like those spicy cinnamon hearts to it, and just a really, really, really good little whiskey there, you know. Yeah, like creamy nutmeg and roasted peanuts and stuff like that, and it's only $35. That's the thing. It's like, this $35, and you've got all these crazy intense flavors to it. Like, I don't know. And then I picked up another bottle for $15. So I mean, for the value and for what you're getting, that's kind of what this top 5 list is all about, you know. Decent, good flavors, and good prices, and easy to find. The next year's top 5 might be totally 100% completely different, and maybe super rare ones that you can't find anywhere, or these are just the best ones I've had. You know, like these, like, yeah, I've had better expressions of Canadian whiskey, obviously, but for the price and the availability, these definitely deserve to be there, in my opinion. I mean, there's some really good Canadian whiskey out there, but it's, you know, some of it can be really hard to find. Some of them it's you know, either discontinued or limited release, or only, like I said, like this Wiser's here, regional release only, or just crazy ass expensive. So that's, like I said, that's why these ones here have made that particular list. Number 3 is really nice whiskey. It goes for about $97. It's usually fairly easily available, but when it comes out, it sells out fairly quickly, and then they have to make another one, and then that's released and it sells out, and it's because it's a single barrel expression. And this is the Caribou Crossing, and this is a very nice nice Canadian whiskey. I've had this before, and then we've had it with our whiskey club, And everybody who hadn't had it before were like, oh my God, is that ever good? And you can kind of see it's kind of like a Blanton's or Crown Royal. And there's some really great Crown Royals out there, like the Crown Royal 18, the Crown Royal Winter Release, Winter Wheat. But those are really expensive, and Winter Wheat you can't find anywhere. So, yeah, so that's why those didn't make top 5. But maybe next year they might, because those are really, really, really good. But it comes in this little bag here, and it kind of has this little caribou on the top, and it's kind of like a little Blanton's kind of thing, but a lot cooler than Blanton's. With the horse, this is Canadian caribou. But this is a very, 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 very nice, nice whiskey, Canadian whiskey. It can be a little tough to find. A lot of times it comes out for spirit release. Other times there's regular release, but when it does come out, it sells out fairly quickly. When I was buying it, it was $75 a bottle, and now they're up to $94 a bottle. So about $20 difference in the last 2 years. So they're definitely going up. So if it's something you want to pick up and buy, get a couple when you can, because these things only go up in value. So yeah, and they're single barrel. So technically each one of these may taste a little different, because it is from a single barrel, and each barrel will be a little different expression on it. So you see it's only 40% ABV on it, but it's really nice. Tons and tons and tons of flavors to this one. Like, it's got like some really dark rye spices to it, vanilla, butterscotch, dried fruit, like a real kind of a sweet, creamy, melted caramel notes to it, bit of rye spice, some ripe red fruits, and that toasted marshmallows to it as well. Like it's a nice, very, very, very nice, nice Canadian whiskey. And so if you can find it, definitely pick yourself up a bottle. You definitely will not be disappointed in this one. But like I said, it can be a little kind of tricky to find, not impossible by any stretch of the imagination, and they're fairly readily available anywhere in Canada. If you can't find it in your area, just look, and you'll probably be able to pick it up in a different area, and they'll be able to ship it out to you. So, but we get this, quite regularly here in Winnipeg. So it's right now it's sold out, but I would say by springtime we'll have more of this stuff in, and yeah. So number 2 on my list is, oh man, this is such a great whiskey. And I used to live out in Vancouver Island for about a year after university, before I went on to become a pilot, and trying to figure out whether I was going to be a biologist or if I was going to be a pilot. And there was no jobs for biologists. I had a job at Ducks Unlimited as a summer student biologist, and then there was just no jobs. It went down from 6 down to 1 biologist, and I wanted to get into marine biology, and ever since I was a little kid I always wanted to be a biologist. But my father was a pilot, and there was lots of jobs for that, and I saw what my dad used to do, and he'd be down swimming with sharks and whales and fish, and on these charters and stuff that he was when he was with Pacific Western Airlines, and when he was up north as a bush pilot, he was up with the polar bears and narwhal and all that kind of stuff, and the wolves and the foxes, and I thought, geez, I can do that. So I did exactly just that. So it was an absolutely fantastic career. Had an awesome time, and now I'm a professional wedding photographer. So if you know anybody's getting married out there, I'd love to come and shoot your wedding for you. I don't charge mileage for about 90% of Canada and about 75% of the States. Just put me up in a hotel. I've been named top photographer in Manitoba, since 2016. So #1 guy there, top 10 in Canada, and top 30 in North America. So prices are always good, rates are always great, and we have a lot of fun. So, but anyway, this one here comes from Campbell River, BC, and this is the Shelter Point Smoke Point. So I like my smoky whiskeys. So this is right there. So what an absolutely incredible whiskey this one is. You see it's 53%. And they make this here with, and it's really, really cool. I've done a review on these guys here already. But they're just absolutely incredible. They get their, like, was, you know, some of these peated scotches and stuff that you'll get in Scotland. You know, they use peat and they smoke and stuff. But these guys, they use they smoke their barley with the driftwood that they find on the beach. And I've spent a lot of time out in Vancouver Island, so I know those smells. You get that salty sea smell. You got the tidal smell kind of coming in and out. You got the seaweed. You've got that sand and sea salt and the sea air and that coolness of it. And it all mixes in with this incredible, incredible whiskey, and you get all those flavors into it. But they use that really great sea salted, traveled driftwood that's been in the ocean for God only knows how long, and it's just kind of completely embedded with all those flavors of the Pacific Ocean. And then they use that and they smoke it and burn it in their whiskey, and you can taste it in this thing. This is absolutely fan-freaking-tastic incredible. If you can get your hands on one of these things, anything from Shelter Point, honestly, anything from Shelter Point, get your hands on it. But if you can find a Smoke Point, oh my God, you're in for a real treat. And this is under $100 for this bottle. And if you can't find it in your area, just go to Shelter Point website. I'll put the links in the description, and they'll ship it to you. No problem at all. And they're super, super, super great people there. Talk to Chris and tell him Chris sent you. Amazing, amazing people. I can't even begin to describe to you how amazing Shelter Point is. Just awesome. And you can see here that they've got their opening, like, oh wow, it's a glass cap. If you haven't seen my video on it, and you can't just pull it open. You gotta give it a crack to the side, and then it comes open, and then it locks down the same way. So it's really, really cool. That's how you open that bottle. It's a really unique way of doing it, and it keeps everything nice and tight and fresh. But the #1 whiskey, Canadian whiskey of the year for me, this was actually a gift. Completely blew me away. I was beyond humbled that they did this. Total surprise. And it's the first time I've ever been gifted anything like this to do a review on. Like, I was completely speechless and beyond humbled, and I've been so grateful, incredibly grateful. And I just thought it was such a classy move, just a real Canadian move, you know, just class these people have there. And this is the Shelter Point 10-year-old, their first age statement from Shelter Point out in Campbell River, BC on Vancouver Island. This completely blew me away. It's probably one of the best age statement whiskeys I've ever had. For sure Canadian age statement whiskeys I've ever had. It is like right up there. Like, this is, oh my God, this is so good. It's 46%. It is incredible. They they got their ambassador here in Winnipeg. They contacted them, and Chris said, "Hey, get this to this Chris Jensen guy, and give him the bottle, and let him do a review on it." And so he contacted me and said, "Hey, we got something here for you." And I was like, to me, like, why would anybody do that? Like, I'm a nobody. And so I was blown away, and it made my week, my month. Like, I'm still shocked that a company this big and this important would put any kind of trust in me and what I thought of this whiskey. But boy, did I ever think a lot about this whiskey. It's my #1 whiskey of the year in Canada. It's unbelievable. It's the only one here that has actually broke the $100. So, but it's well worth it. I believe I'd have to check again, but last I saw, I think it's like $114. Might have changed. I'd have to double check, but I'll leave the description and the links below to where you can get this. And if you haven't had it, you need to get it. You seriously need to get it. It is worth every single solitary penny of it. It's absolutely incredible. The nose on it is insane, like creamy vanilla, so a little bit of light smoke, some milk chocolate. On the palate, there's like baking spices, dark chocolate, there's that sea salt that I was telling you about, because they are so in tune with their natural surroundings that it comes out in their whiskey. And they're environmentally conscious, but also environmentally awesome when it comes to their whiskey, because they use all of the things that are great about their location. That flavor goes into their whiskey, that everything goes into their whiskey, and you can taste it in there. It's got that incredible, that amazing sea salt flavors. It's like being on the west coast of Vancouver Island, as that cool air from the Pacific blows through. You get that salty notes on your tongue, and that smell of seaweed and the tide coming in and out. You can almost hear the orcas, talking in the background, because they're all over the place there and squeaking away. You can taste all of that in this whiskey. It's absolutely incredible. There's even notes of their driftwood in it, the sea moss, all these crazy tidal flavors, and the seaweed, and the creamy maltiness and vanilla and everything that's in it. It's just, this is like an absolutely incredible whiskey. Tells a story as you're drinking it, and you can taste Shelter Point. You can taste Campbell River. You go to Campbell River and you're walking on the coast, the tide's coming in, a windy day, you get a little bit of that raininess on you, and you get the sea salt in your mouth. You can smell the seaweed as you're walking on the beach with the sand in your feet. There's little crabs running around, the octopus you can kind of see kind of scurrying about in these little tidal pools, or just in the as the tide's coming in and out in the shallows of the water. You can see the sea urchins kind of like that in there, and you can smell that seaweed and taste that sea air, and that driftwoody kind of smell and taste to it. That's in this whiskey. It's absolutely incredible. Like, it's just, you close your eyes and you're there. And they've done such a good job. And like I said, the smoke point is absolutely fantastic too. Like, if you like smoky whiskey, this is, you need to try this one. I mean, these other two here could have easily have made the top 5 list too. You got the Shelter Point Montfort, You've got Shelter Point Ripple Rock. Any of these could have made it, but they're absolutely incredible. And the people at Shelter Point are just amazing, 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 amazing people. They truly care about their customers. They truly care about their whiskey. They truly care about their neighbors in Canada and the environment. And it really, really, really shows in this incredible, incredible whiskey. So check them out, guys. Check any one of these guys out. Any one of these top five out. And even this awesome Wisers. If you can get a chance to get a bottle of this, definitely pick it up. Unfortunately, it's the only place you can get it is Manitoba. But hey, I'm in Manitoba. I can work something out. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it more than you guys could ever know. And thank you, Shelter Point, for this incredible gift. I owe you guys big time. I really, truly do. I'd love to come out and see you guys sometime. And hey, maybe we can shoot a wedding out there together. That would be awesome. So if you guys do weddings at Shelter Point, I would love to be your in-house wedding photographer. I'll come out anytime you want, and we'll do weddings together, you know, and do some more YouTubing. But anyway, yeah, check these guys out. It's absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing whiskeys. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it more than you guys ever know. This is brand new to me. I haven't even done this for a year now, and I think maybe 6 or 7 months I've been at this. But I've been having the time of my life with you guys. So we're going to be doing a lot more of this kind of stuff here in the coming new year. Lots of new stuff, lots of changes coming along, lots of really cool things to add. Hopefully a lot more travel, and just all kinds of really cool things. So please like and subscribe. Share this with anybody that you know that may have some interest in it. And check out all these guys' websites: Shelter Point, Caribou Crossing, Wayne Gretzky, Signal Hill. Check them all out. And if you haven't tried them yet, please do try them. You won't regret it. These are very, very, very good whiskeys. Prices are great, and the flavors are absolutely insane. So thanks again. Appreciate everything. You guys have a great day. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.